Welcome to Green Art to Go, where we make natural felting kits and products for all ages. Here we have our 3 kits that we're going to demonstrate today: piece bracelets, piece balls, and squiggly snakes. We're going to show you how to make a bracelet or a snake right now. Here we have our kit. We're going to empty the supplies that are inside on your counter. You want to make sure that you're working on a surface that you don't mind getting wet. We're going to use a lot of wet, soapy water. We have some white wool, some colored wool, and our plastic mat. You're going to unroll the plastic mat, place it on the counter. Make sure that the nubby side's up, and I don't think I put the nubby side up, so we're going to flip that around. Okay, there's the nubby side. Now I'm going to take the white wool and unroll it and place it on the bottom of the mat. Then I'm going to take one of the balls of colors of wool, take the colored wool, and separate it into the colors. Then you can separate each piece even further. You can get 2, 3, 4, or 5 strands from each color of wool. You want to place it on top of the mat and make yourself a nice pattern. Go wild. Just put the colors in different sequences or all together, however you want to do it. Be creative. Take your warm soapy water and drizzle it over the white wool. You want to get it wet, not soaking, but you want to just moisten it. And then you start pinching and kneading and squeezing, so you want the water to soak into the wool. You might need to add a little more, especially on the ends. It gets a little thick. Just put some more water in there, and you want to work up a suds. We've found to get a good suds, you want to use a half a teaspoon of liquid soap with a cup of warm water. Now this is an art, not a science, so it doesn't have to be perfect. Work the white wool till it gets real sudsy and nice and wet and moist all the way through. It's important to get it sudsy because this is part of the felting process. Now you want to pick up the wool, place it on top of the colors, pat it down so it sticks, pull the wool towards you, and then you want to roll the colors all the way around the white wool. You've already started to create your bracelet or snake. The next thing you're going to do is place some more water, drizzle the water on the colored wool and knead it in, pinching, squeezing, kneading. You want to have the colored wool absorb the water. Work it in, get the suds going, because you remember that's the important part of felting. Then you're going to start rolling. You want to start in the center. It's a little awkward at first, but it'll felt out. You want to start in the center with your fingers, pressing down and move towards the ends, creating more suds. You're working the suds into the wool. Continue rolling. The firmer you press, the longer it's going to be. If it gets too wet, pick up the mat, wipe underneath with a dry towel, place it back down, and start rolling again. This takes about 5 or 10 minutes to make the bracelet or snake. Continue rolling, pressing firmer and firmer, and it'll get longer and longer. Continue rolling from the center out. Now you see it's getting a little slippery for me, so I'm going to take a towel and place it underneath. Then that'll keep it from slipping on the granite. You can continue rolling just like you were, pressing down harder and harder, firmer and firmer. This is what we do to get a nice pointy face for the snake. Then you're going to take a bowl of cold water and you're going to place the bracelet or snake in the cold water. Squeeze out all the excess soap that you made, all the suds. Then you're going to give the final squeeze, get as much water out as you can, and ta-da! There you have it. A lovely bracelet that you can wrap twice around your hand and tie a knot. Or a squiggly snake. Put 2 googly eyes on it, and there you go.
Now we will demonstrate the felted balls. Here is the package. Turn it around and take out the contents. There is 1 piece of carded wool. Unroll and tease apart, making it as light and loose as you possibly can. Roll it in both hands to create a circle in the shape of an orange. Place on the table. Get your colored piece of wool and tear apart until it's very thin and quite fine. These pieces you will need to wrap around the ball. There are many colors, so you can tear as many as you like. Take a bowl of water and drop the sudsy water over the ball. Drizzle gently and roll the ball, adding the soapy water. Roll in your hand to start felting. Squeeze lightly and roll until it starts to become one piece. Wash the table if it becomes too wet. Take the pieces of carded teased wool and place in a circle around the ball, making sure that all the white spaces are covered. It doesn't matter if there are some white spaces, that looks very interesting as well. Just roll it in a circle and continue putting the wool over the ball. Squeeze lightly, making sure that everything is together. Drizzle some more soapy water until it is nice and soapy. Roll gently in your hands, and you can roll back and forth until it starts to form a nice circle. Toss between your hands or roll, and it becomes a nice formed circle. It takes about 15 minutes, and just roll. This is great for focus and concentration, and you end up with a nice, great ball to play with. Here are the balls.
Okay, now that you've finished your projects, you can go on to decorate them even more. Your local craft store will have lots of colorful buttons, baubles, and beads. Just make sure your beads have a large enough hole. Let us know if you have any questions and send us some pictures of your projects. We'd love to see them. We wish you happy felting.